we going this time?
I'm going with OpTic in this one. I think the Lightning is not going to strike for the Falcons. OpTic are going to get back to that grand final where you can get a match versus Faze.
Attach, you're up next. 8-4. You were 1-7-2. It was looking so good. Finish strong.
Good. I don't know if I'm feeling another upset. I think we got to go with OpTic. We're taking the safe pick this time.
Oh, you know I love a good story.
Is it time?
They beat your gentlemates.
Sorry, it's not time. OpTic is too good. I'm going to go with the green wall. I think we get a Faze and OpTic final.
Yeah.
How many years have we had a team go to every single grand finals? It feels like at the very beginning of a game's title, and we are doing it now in Black Ops 7. OpTic's going 5 for 5 in grand finals. I got them taking this one over the Falcons. It's the #1 seed versus the 7 seed. Guy Blaze, do you agree? Let's get this party started.
But they're about to lay it out on the stage. So without further ado, coming to the stage first, from Riyadh, get loud for the Falcons. Aluka, X-Mid, Kismet, and Celium. These Falcons, after every match, have gotten faster, sharper, and they are ready for anyone in their way. Let's see if they can strike again and make it to Championship Sunday.
What a huge win that they just had up against the gentlemates. Nobody was picking them to come out on top, but this is going to be their toughest task yet. They have to go through the green wall against the crowd, but that man in the middle, look at him, ear-to-ear grin. Aluka could be the key. He could be the answer in this matchup.
They got a lot of things on this team that can get them to Sunday, and we'll see if they can put the pieces together for around the world. They will take you down. Get ready for the back-to-back world champions, OpTic Texas. Huke, Mercules, Shotzzy, and Dashy. Coming off a difficult series, they are locked in again and ready for a win. These are your world champions, and they're not going home yet.
I mean, it's called a green wall, and it feels like that's all it has been the entirety of this season, is you have to get through it. If you even want to touch a grand final, if you even want to touch a win, and it almost feels impossible, especially when they finally got one under their belt at Major 4. History possibly in the making. We got one more upset. That could ruin a lot of people's day, guys.
It's in the making, and I can feel that, Allie. Vegas, can you feel the energy on the stage?
Last hit tomorrow. On board here with Shotzzy. He's always going to be the playmaker here for the green wall. Already starting off with a great position, but the slaying is there for the Falcons. Well, able to get a little bit of damage onto Huke, who's able to at least put some pressure on towards that top window position. But the ARs for Riyadh have come out hot, and that's exactly what you need for the Falcons. You talk about Hacienda Hardpoint. We watched OpTic script this match, and JP was saying, ain't no one going to play us on it. Riyadh says, bet, they're 2-0 on the weekend. It's the unexpected, man. That is catching a lot of teams off guard. What maps is this Falcons roster going to throw into the mix? OpTic are happy as hell to see the Hacienda, but to start off this P1, Falcons are doing it dirty. They get 17 seconds. You're trying to contest for these P2 spawns, but it's one player alive. Dashy has to make the play.
Timing here. Whoa, Cell almost able to get the turn on to Mercules, but he's able to survive. Keep OpTic with some numbers behind the driveway. Dashy finds the Luca. Clean win there. But from the front, opportunity here for the Falcons to make a mess of this setup. In particular, Xdid, who again has been unbelievable. Able to get Huke down to 6 HP, but it's not enough to do much damage. OpTic have the hill.
Yeah, OpTic are now in the full setup. You have space being cleared out from Shotzzy, front side at Rock. Back spawns being secured from Mercules. Falcons right now just trying to find a way on in. Kismet decides to go solo on a one-man mission. That's not going to lead to the first gunfight going your way. Texas going to shut down this first wave. They take the lead.
At least there's a little bit of space here for the Falcons to put together one more break attempt on the hill, but it's going to largely have to come through by the front. Moved off 3, tagged up, traded. Now an opportunity as the Falcons are going to get a 3v2 on towards the hardpoint. Spawns are still very close onto the driveway. Shotzzy off his race, one up the behind 2. Exit gets another double, but it's Mercules who has the final 1v1. Doesn't look like Selling is much interested in playing for the time, so OpTic will have a lead.
And OpTic looking fantastic, even though it's been almost 2 hours since the last time you've seen them on the main stage. Everyone has provided their 25. Fantastic at the P2 HP, and now finding gunfights off the rotation.
Yeah.
You can potentially spawn Celium out. You have a 4v3 now.
Yeah, this is a big 1v1 here. Exit able to beat Shotzzy to the punch. Follow-up though potentially on the way as well. So now Merc is activated. Off 3 in a row, 6-2 start. It just feels like OpTic have 7 members on the map right now. Riyadh, you can see their arrows just constantly turning left, right, center. Where are these OpTic green wall players? And they're all over you. Shots come through. Look at the last one to stand. That'll be enough to keep the Falcons in spawn.
Yeah, right now they're just getting outclassed in the teamwork aspect of the game. OpTic efficient. When to talk about the slaying presence. 30 seconds already gone here at the P3, and OpTic scoreboard just keeps on going up. You need to find a sequence of kills, and that might be good enough for this final 20.
Okay. That's a huge moment to breathe there for Riyadh, because it was starting to get a little off the rails. Taking the turn at a speed that does have you moving over. But you have to be, that's going to be off the old time. That's not net time that you want to miss out on if you're Riyadh. A couple of seconds will still be tallied. That's going to leave the Riyadh Falcons short-handed until Aluka pops up. Is he going to get 3? Yes, he is. One more from the front. Aluka's got both weapons to play with. Couple of the shoulders. Huke will drop, and the Falcons are back in.
Yeah, they would have desperately loved to get that final 10 seconds because you could have locked down this P4 even more. But now all pressure from OpTic spawning over towards the garage side. It's a 20-point difference. Focus is starting to come into play, and the rookie is still streaking 5 in a row.
What can he do? Shotzzy seen down low towards the water. No one else from OpTic has been noticed as of yet. 3 players making their way through Spiral. Riyadh will have to receive this from inside the hard point. Aluka off 5. Little contest from the front. With the guns out up over towards the open staircase. First 2 kills good for OpTic. Exiting the double swap, but the teammate comes through, and Shotzzy will have the final word for the break.
That's just way too easy if you are OpTic. No one contesting 2 top open hallway. They say, screw it, we're just going to send it with these SMGs. Someone bait and switch. And it works out for the 4v2 trade fights. So OpTic keeping the lead safe, trying to maintain this hallway control. Selim able to find one, but at least for now, OpTic looking good in the first set.
Absolutely, but watch this little zone on the exit from old to new. High ground control, pretty significant for the Falcons, but Shotzzy just slides out and avoids selling his shots completely and then pops up to find Aluka. Stop check off.
If you are a Falcon, you gotta quickly get him out of there. I know you want to initially start to try to fight for these hallway controls, but every single second you give up, so they're gonna allow more pressure on your end. 3 kills go their way. Shotzzy last man standing. It does lead to a break here for Falcons with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, big light right here though for Shotzzy. Going back over to the Hardpoint. He's got help to try to reduce the play on the hill, but it will be the Falcons with an appropriate response finding 3. We'll give them a little bit of vacancy and space to work off this rotation towards new, but OpTic have numbers. They're pushing with still 15 seconds on the hill.
And this is where Falcons need to make up for what happened in the first set and win the rotation over towards this funny hill. Kills going their way, can't find the second onto the new. But you still have the advantage on the numbers on this side of the map. Just not going to be able to snap onto dashes, so OpTic are already contesting for those back spawns.
Well, here's Exnid in his second year, the sophomore, playing over towards the front. Gets behind the first one, leaning towards that, not able to provide it. Now it's up to Aluka. He has been a straight shooter, but has a lot to worry about. That's just not able to keep his head on the swivel fast enough. Kismet trying to follow from inside the hardpoint. Does well to keep the time here for the Falcons, but from the back, look at Dashy's position. He's completely reduced the ability for the Falcons to get together, and all these individual gunfights are keeping in the favor of OpTic.
Yeah, but Dashy gets too aggressive and no one hard blocking, so now it almost gives you the opportunity for giving up these back spawns. At least when you are going to be able to do it, but it's only 25 seconds left. You will gladly take it because the entire kill feed is lit up in green. That is going to be all 4 dead. The nuke on 5 in a row. This is a pull-away moment here for OpTic.
Absolutely huge from Huke, getting really close to that Hellstorm. 140 to 79. Rotation being halted for a moment by Mercules. Shotzzy also the second layer behind this play towards fences. Spawns are about to open up. OpTic have the position. They have the numbers, so the Falcons need to win some gunfights badly.
Just don't have any advantages. It's going to be Kismet, Exnid, Celium combining for 3, but still the last man standing is the nuke. He picks up the Hellstorm. He's on 7 in a row. You save that for P4.
Okay, well, it's 150 to 90. Falcons are still in the hard point, but the OpTic Texas pressure is starting to come through. Let's take a listen in with Texas.
I got need. What's their side? There's more outer.
Another one outer in front. Nice, last guy was outer fence. Soak this time and rotate. I got him in this spawn.
Really good time. Yeah, we have a trick. Like how they get tricked, good trick. He spawned down. Spawn down with Exnid.
I'm in the water.
He's gonna shriek. Actually,
wait,
we have hill. Yeah, we have hill. Never mind. Get it. No one's level. I have a trick for us on top. Yo, one guy's close to me.
Nothing open.
I'm blocking lava. One's front, boys.
Challenge. Close.
I think he's our side. No, one guy's open. Absolute.
Outer challenge.
Outer hard side. Nice.
I got double native. One more outer. Good side. Short. Close. Short. Just hold. I'm up in fire. No, help front. Don't die. All it is one shot there. All it is one shot. Bottom is it. Get aside.
I'm trying to short right now. I'm trying to short.
Play for both sides.
It was top part. Top part. Three top part.
I got it.
Three top part. I'm getting the sign. They're open.
I mean, what do you say about that? Lisa Al-Gaib, Mercules with the huge heads-up play on the route, goes on a massive streak, and that blows the game wide open.
And it's not even like OpTic are outslaying them by 100 kills. No, it's just efficiency right now in the gameplay. Every single time Falcons trying to execute a break, trying to execute a setup, they're not winning that initial fight, and that automatically gives the advantage every single time to the green wall. They're about to be able to breach that 200-point mark. Shotzzy on 5 in a row. You still got a backup Hellstorm just in case it gets a little bit scary. OpTic, if you thought they were going to be flat, hell to the no.
Falcons are keeping it mixy, but they need a moment, and they're going to need to put a couple together at this point. Haluka won't be able to get one, will be shut down. Shotzzy on 6 is very, very close to another Hellstorm, which will just be icing on the cake for map number 1. Sees the contest, finds it, another Hellstorm tallied. So much insurance built into this OpTic Hacienda Hardpoint.
And with the lead that they currently have, you know that Falcons can't afford to give up any time, so they're going to contest till the final seconds of the P1, and that's going to give you free space to hit the rotation through the front door at P2.
Oh, man.
OpTic and close nuke, setting up dirty pinches. That's 3, trying to locate the final guy on 9 in a row shots. He finally gets shut down, but OpTic looking to close it out right here.
That's just another moment where Riyadh's making the right play, but you just can't keep track of the subs. They are everywhere, all the time, always. Hit from the front. That might be the only real option here for Riyadh. They're able to at least neutralize up the time. Huke for 1. But the trades continue to allow OpTic to still hold the spawns and, of course, still hold the hard point until Kismet gets 2, and that will actually find the time for the Falcons to spawn in driveway.
Yeah, but OpTic only needs 60 more points. Potentially have 2 Hellstorms to bail you out for the rest of this game. We're going to commit. Trying to win it right here, right now. 2 through the front, 2 through side door. Mercules finds the first, but it's effective trades for Falcons.
Huke going to give the exit. One more little attempt. It will be shut down. So the Falcons will get closer to the 150 mark. But as you mentioned, 2 Hellstorms. Rotation win currently underway. It feels like only a matter of time here for OpTic. It has to be perfect on this move for the Falcons, and they're going to be slowed down by Shotzzy calling it the first Hellstorm. I give you 1, but you've got to find a way to contest the time here because they can just win it by holding this Hellstorm. Huke's able to find 2 through office, and that may be the final punch. The last attempt for the Falcons to jump on in. Luca's able to give you 1. The follow from Mercules is there, and OpTic just need 1 more second, but the break does come through at the last moment.
Dash, he almost get it done by himself. No, but that's why you got another bailout Hellstorm. Force the Falcons indoor. Someone just sprint towards the HP. You only need 1 more second. And it's still OpTic on the mini-map doing the fundamentals when they are this close to the finish line. 2 kills go their way, 3 kills go their way, and OpTic take map 1. Play-for-day playmakers.
I think at least strategy-wise, for the Falcons, why do you pick this map? You know that you can at least somewhat keep the SMGs in front of you, and that's already come to fruition. The Stallion finds first blood on the shots and trying to play through mid-cut. And Kismet will get a deep position with servers here while the bomb lingers on the backside towards B.
Yeah, Huke's just gotta commit. Potentially get behind enemy lines, but now it's a 4v2, and Kismet is now behind you. 1v4, all left up to Mercules. Gets 1 kill, is able to get out, but bomb is getting planted.
Yeah, this is just one of those moments with an SMG that you don't feel great about. Bomb planted. A lot of work to be done here. The first step is just getting a look at what's around B, and he's not going to get much of a look whatsoever. Really clean round for the Falcons.
Extremely clean. You know that OpTic initially
decides to draw first on their first attack, looking for some nade presence at least over through mid. Luke is going to give that a shoulder. He will eat eyes with Luke. Both players going stunts. The main focus over towards rooftops, and falling off the map there, I believe, is Kismet. Shotzzy gets credit for the elimination, and we're going to get an early 3v2 for OpTic.
Dashi gets all the information that you want. Bomb carry now going to work his way up through the middle of the map. Instead of rushing, but they're going to come in on these fights. And Luca with the perfect spot. Gets to the top window. You don't have an angle on him. And you heard the death touch on it. Trying to pick up an early Hellstorm, but that's why his duo in Extid has that boomstick. First blood followed up by a second kill. Already a 4v2.
On Huke, he wants to kill number 5, tries to challenge it out. So his teammates for the trade, and they do. Last one left will be Dashy. Late on the rotation, over from his position on the island at A. Take their time, footsteps. Heretics gets the damage out to allow Kismet to find the easy trade out, and that is going to be 3 first bloods for a 3-0 start for the Falcons.
It's happening very quickly, too.
I'll say. OpTic the whole is able to at least see one member. Quick smoke. OpTic going for that stapled smoke, maybe plant scenario, but it's not going to fool the Falcons. This is a little bit of a fake. Shotzzy just pushes through with Mercules on the dojo hit, and they're going to find the first 2.
Should be a guarantee round here for the green wall. They're going to decide to rush this bomb plant because they don't have any presence in the middle of the map, but information now gained. You spot out Exton with the sniper. He's not going to be able to hit the shot because Dashy's not going to peek again. And all you want to do now is just allow this game clock to keep on ticking.
Yeah, this is the only real play. Exton's going to move back over to join Selling, see if he can find himself a rifle on the ground. Stun comes through, Sell's got to find the opener, tags are out, able to find the first one. Oops, getting shots onto the second. That should leave Exton a chance to get a weapon, and yeah, he's able to pick one up, but Dashy shuts it down before the action can get a little bit too hot. Sell, dancing, diving, looking for a knife, not going to reach anybody, and OpTic are on the board.
Okay, good play call there from OpTic to switch it up. Not spread it around the map. It's gone on the round, and Kismet puts himself in position to at least spot 2, but they're committing.
Yeah, when you're set up for this, if you are the Falcons, Luca's going to come back from the bottom side of the overload goal. The info from Kismet is followed up beautifully, and now you have pretty much wide open B site. Dash is able to reduce the numbers to a 3v2 situation. Follow up to get another. It's on to Mercules for a 1 versus 2. And Riyadh are not going to commit for the objective yet. Mercules comes around the corner. Good shots, but not fast enough to get the read. It's 4-1 Falcons.
Just patient right now for Riyadh. Seems like OpTic
on the next attack. Aggression for the rooftop once again. Mercules on the first, and the shots supported by Huke give them the second. So second time we've seen that defensive setup for Falcons. Second time it's failed.
Another situation where OpTic have early numbers, but it's a Luca and Extend left alive. Last time they clutched up on this similar situation. But instead of OpTic going through mid, we're taking the long route. We're going to get this planted.
Absolutely. Luca and Extend can work together. OpTic can clear through the dojo. Trophy systems are down. Mercules the one responsible for the pick. Shots out from Extend. Easy follow-up from Merc. Last one left alive is the new guy, Luca. 1 versus 3. Able to get the first one way cleanly. Slips away. Now has both weapons to work with. 35 on the clock.
Is getting planted. If you are Shotzzy, you're potentially going to think that he's rotating to the middle of the map, but Mercules spots him, no need to commit.
Got info onto both. Luca, push starts to come through, finds the first 1v1. No!
Shotzzy immediately, as soon as they commit so quick on that bomb plant. It's already 10 seconds gone. Celium is going to be the guy that has to focus on this guy. Can Shotzzy sneak through?
No, Cell keeps the gun up. More to deal with though. Huke trying to get the trade. Cell creating more time in space. Nate comes out, damaging. Cell gets his follow-up on his own trade. Now it's just down to Merc. Able to find the first, down to 11 HP. Easy follow-up, and it's the Falcons on map point.
Just quick decisions again from the Falcons. There is no VOD from this team.
Has really tallied up 2 rounds of these 5 for the Falcons. OpTic looking for some progression. Nice nade there from Luca to slow things down. Merc's able to get the stun in towards Dojo. Luca just backs up, plays his life. Kismet trying to look for first one. The cut not going to work out. Exit on the follow-up. He's able to find one, but the trade is there for Huke. Numbers for OpTic.
Luca and Celium trying to clutch on up. Luca's going to take his sweet time though. Instead of forcing it to be a one-on-one on one side of the map, let me just get back over towards MC because he's reading this pressure.
Oh, MC able to find first. Luca's there for the support. That's the Shotzzy, and it's going to be Cell who has the last word. Another brilliant read from the Falcons.
Has him weak, also has his teammates here to assist him. Potentially the first score is going to instantly go down here for the Falcons. Too much slain, but the goal line stop comes in.
Oh, Huke going to find one more. Oh, my goodness, it's just not the can they find Exton? Are you kidding me? There's no possible way that Huke has done that. And now keep an eye on the other side of the map. The Falcons are scrambling. They need to get back because there's a possible counter cap, but moment of pause. 4v2 starts to develop.
Oh my goodness.
And the little visual bait and switch gives OpTic the opening score. Unreal.
That is extremely demoralizing if you are the Falcons, because it was a 1v0 and it turned into an instant counter for the green wall. Reset now over towards plane. Routes being hit. Can you stall enough time for Mercules to get himself into it? But 2 of his teammates fall. He still finds 1.
Surely it doesn't happen again.
Not again.
Able to find another Kismet. That double will come through, and Celium will cruise his way in for a 1-1
Counting out of their spawn. This is a whole lot of pressure for the Falcons. Extra NPCs being whipped out on certain occasions. This is a moment that they can stabilize. Just gotta make sure you clear out your corners, because players like Luke can potentially catch you off guard. But here comes Exit again on the pinch.
Huke able to clear the corner. Now it's just Exit. He will drop. This will be a freebie for OpTic. 2-1, gonna be the count. EMP resets back over the middle, and Huke has got a really solid pivot point to stop the rotation for the Falcons. Mercules assisting with a couple of tags. And the Falcons are currently free for a moment over towards blue. Everything starts to stabilize, 50 seconds on the clock. Exit still hanging on to the EMP. Pistol shots are decent, but not good enough to finish off shots. He's low health pool. Mercules will trade onto Cell. And Luca will not be able to get in towards blue. Numbers for OpTic here as they try to regain the map.
The reset is about to go down as well through the middle of the map. So if you are Riyadh, you gotta wrap back. You gotta get over towards B. Mercules is tripping you with the NPC. But thankfully you got an Aluka. Another double gets the stop, and there's only 25 seconds remaining on this half.
Nice follow-up there on damage that Luke is able to put together. Huke seen over towards mid-map, able to catch the EMP carrier, so Exit will have to pause on the route over towards this plane position. Luke now off the reset. Help from Celium over towards red steps, but OpTic have some forward position. The only problem is they don't have the EMP. 4 seconds until we get to halftime. Kismet's still hanging. He's got a route. Can he finally get all the way there? Not quite, but the half will come to an end before extra time. It's 2-1. There were a couple of kills from Falcons that would have led to a potential scoring chance over towards A. And now Dashy's getting lost over towards blue. And he is not being found. Same can be said over Kismet, over towards the green side of the map. Dashy eventually will drop. Kismet is still alive playing forward. The EMP still firmly on the ground here in the middle of the map. OpTic are trying to gatekeep that over through mid-market, but now it's just down to Huke. Everyone else in the OpTic Texas green wall are just trying to play defense, and they're not able to find the kills that they need. Kismet able to find the follow-up. Now the EMP is grabbed. Cell trying to make a run. Aluka trying to be the lead blocker. Doesn't miss a bullet. Able to find the shots, and Celium will score to tie the game.
Now the reset over towards plane. Quickly trying to push forward if you are the Falcons, because OpTic have been able to manage off of the respawn. He had so many multi-kills not too long ago when he played this overload, and he finds a massive one to get the stop.
That was just about as close as it could get. Off of a counter tap opportunity, Shotzzy going to move up towards top 3 to see if he can stop the Falcons from moving forward. Actually, good movement, but Shotzzy's able to read it, find the kill. Kismet also shut down towards 18 EMP on the ground at the plane, and that's an opportunity for OpTic to start winning back the middle of the map and possibly gain some possession.
That's going to be all 4 dead. Everyone off the respawn now for the Falcons. Hit your stunts, hit your nades, and Mercules at 28 HP still finds the kill. Shotzzy slides it on in. OpTic have the lead again.
The exit kills are coming through for the Falcons, with 2:45 on the clock. OpTic are still putting the pressure over towards this motel side of the map. Huke gets some trouble. Oh, crazy! Big double from Huke. Trades Kismet, not quite there. What a win from Huke, and now the EMP has a route to score. Shotzzy will get him over the threshold, 4-2.
You usually expecting the nuke to do this with this.
Able to put the damage in and find a kill though onto Kismet. That will force the Falcons to have to play this largely just to the map and sells them to find 2. It's just on them. Shotzzy can provide the double, and yes, he will. Defense good for OpTic, and now possession as Dashy and Huke will wipe the floor. There will be a chance to score at A. Trophy system down. Exton will drop over the top. Celium looking to try to find the shots. He gets the first. Mercules is there for the score. 5-2. OpTic are cruising.
It's way too easy right now for OpTic. Every single time they find a sequence of kills, OpTic can have fun. Influencing spawns a certain way. Playing for spawn kills if he can find them. Second onto Aluka. He's just so hard to keep track of. A thief in the night. He's on one side, now he's on the other. Shotzzy is all over the damn map.
One more kill will get score number 6, and Shotzzy will do it himself. 6-2. OpTic will put the car in cruise control as they will win map number 3. But I will tell you, the scoreboard is not reflective of how tight this overload was, but Riyadh just a couple of missed opportunities, a couple of critical mistakes, and OpTic are able to punish in a big way.
It's Shotzzy, always getting away with murder. In a game mode like Overload, they give them that extra one to the tally. It's going to end out 7-2. OpTic take the lead in the series.
Falcons OpTic looking to get this thing done cleanly and move on to start prepping up for a best of 9. And it's going to be OpTic in the hard point first.
Just look at the minimap already for the Falcons. They're playing for Shotzzy already. They sent 2 players through the showers, and since they were giving up so much time initially, you give up this pressure, this now opens up the avenue for Shotzzy to hit it.
And he is just hitting routes. Route man gets paid, is what you once said. Exit, lots of damage out, looking for a little bit of assistance. Shotzzy somehow is still alive, not quite able to connect with the knife, but that's a lot of time and space, and more importantly, score for OpTic to soak up here on 1.
Now if you are Falcons, we have to make tough decisions. Only 15 seconds left, but we also need to start thinking about that new HP, because players like the new already hitting those long routes. They thinks this is all going to be safe. My teammates have so much free space to work from behind, but the new going to make the play.
Oh, they don't check the corners. You can see it. All the arrows from the Falcons are knowing that they're missing Huke. But they don't find him at the bus stop. Team kill comes through. Makes life a little bit easier here for Huke. Back over, find the trade. Keep the Falcons still spawning close. 31 playing 15. Falcons at the time for now. Kids with the opening trade. Sell. A little bit of trouble over the top of the Pax card. But how about that? Able to find this kill on the Shotzzy. And OpTic really puts back.
Have this on lockdown now. All of OpTic trying to sprint through the front side of the street. You have stuns, you have pain. Potentially use those to create an opening. But the contest is now going to be here. But for how long? Because Falcons think that they have the numbers. They just don't win the fights. OpTic get the break.
Yeah, the Luka just too far out of the play here, playing at market. Trying to do what he can here in the last 20, but he will be overwhelmed. Kismet was already on the way to try to assist him. He has to commit his life to the effort. Teammate to come through, gives Exton a chance at a 1v1. Nice shots on the Dashi, and that's important time right there. It's going to give Riyadh a chance not just to get this to a tie game, but they're going to have numbers on rotation.
Celium's early over towards New. Mercules is able to find the first, but he just quickly fall to the hands of MC. Gonna give him the advantage, or at least turn it into a 2v2 off this rotation. Shotzzy gonna finesse. Stalling out time. Teammates are not hit.
But all of a sudden, Riyadh come up off the spawn. Another team still comes out. Hercules and Dashi are still alive and well inside at the time. Spawn through mid-map to give Shotzzy a chance to play for a very aggressive route. The timing of this could be immaculate. He's waiting for the hit for the Falcons to come through first and foremost. Nades are landing. Shotzzy going to make his move, able to save the play. Who follows from behind? Hercules off the regen will fall, but Exit is traded and OpTic are perfect on the hill.
Yeah, but the spawns do flip. So now if you are Falcons, you're still going to commit because you don't want to give up at least 30 seconds of junk time. This is going to catch OpTic off guard. 2 kills go their way. Only 1 player left standing, and a Luka cleans up the rest. You have the spawns that you want. You have the rotation that you want. We just can't die off the roto because you can potentially spawn out because OpTic are applying pressure.
Actually able to find one that keeps OpTic away from that rotation through small. Celium holding the position, but there's a 2-team split here for Texas on the rotation. Spawns are out right now for Riyadh, even though the hardpoint is open. Numbers for OpTic starting to develop as Luka finds 2 on the old time, leaving Exit by himself. Luka can't get there to rotate. Exit now by himself. 2 members to deal with in the front door. Doesn't like the look of that, so he backs up into Mercules, who's waiting for him. And he can find more from topside stairs. OpTic in a position of control here.
Ever since Mercules started running this NPC, OpTic are just always going to be in your face. No Sun Gaib, 5 in a row. Trying to continue to add to the tally. Close to a Hellstorm. You know that you don't have the backbone. They are banking on this tight setup, and Falcons don't have a way in.
Nah, there's just no routes available. They're still so worried about Mercules, and yeah, you gotta be 6 in a row. Working closer and closer towards a Hellstorm, and OpTic have been absolutely casual here inside the 4th hardpoint. Mercules does get shut down, though. Dashy, aggressive route on the way back will confirm the scrap time unless Exit decides to hit, but no. Instead, it's going to be chalk and rotate, and Riyadh Falcons are going to be down big heading into our second set.
Now Dashy working the AoE gets the better of a Luka. Doesn't matter what weapon this guy has, he is straight beamer. When he's taking shots, an 80-point difference. Falcons trying to stay alive in this game, and that's a good sequence. All 4 dead, stabilizing the spawns. Look at how far pushed up Exit already is.
Yeah, you need to have 1 hill to at least go your way. We didn't get it at all at Hacienda. They kept it mixing, they kept it scrappy. Same could be returned here. But you have to put something together if you're the Falcons. You cannot continue to play these 30-30, 40-20 splits. And so far, the kills are continuing to allow Riyadh to fight for this team 1 time. OpTic will break their way back into the contest. Exit trying to get himself into a 1v2, but he will drop, and now the numbers for OpTic start to lead towards rotation.
This is still a good time to play for if you are OpTic. Because again, you have players like the Nuke doing the dirty work, hitting the rotation early on over towards the P2, but this time he gets sniffed out. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Falcons make their adjustments. This was their money hill last go around, but this time they got trophy systems to make it even better.
Yeah, you need a 40+ here if you're Riyadh. Lots of focus on the flank. Dashy will be the one putting on the pressure from the front. Extend is all the wheels come through. Kismet has to get active over from the backside of Cop Car, and now he's by himself, completely stuck, completely overwhelmed, and OpTic with a clean break.
Yeah, Extend's still playing for those long rounds. He's thinking Shotzzy or Huke, someone's got to be working through showers, and he completely leaves his team out to dry. OpTic disregard him. They get the break, they flip the spawns, and now Falcons forced to break in through the front. You're not finding effective trades, and now OpTic, you blink, they're up by 100.
And you still haven't, with these kills from Luka, been able to do any damage onto the hard point. And it's a blowout. An absolute runaway right now for OpTic. It's do or die time for Riyadh.
Green wall starting to get loud. They can feel it. They only need 60 more seconds to make it to Championship Sunday. Don't win the rotation over towards New. Too early on, trying to contest from the backside of Courtyard. But get the better of Celium. So at least if you are Falcons, you were doing just enough. Still keep yourself in it.
And we need to get these kills right here for Riyadh. You cannot allow this natural pinch to develop, and they will push things out through small. Find a couple of kills and have a read that the last members for OpTic are from the front, but Hooks again. Winning gunfights he has no business winning. 3 in a row. Now OpTic have the numbers as they return over towards Tree. Celium finally gets a couple of shutdown stabs, the last one to find, and it's Celium putting together 3 in a row.
The reason why OpTic have this lead is because this P3 to P4 chain. Falcons looking this time around for it to go their way. Celium with the NPC, he's been outstanding so far all throughout this weekend. Another 3 in the feed. The entire time, Exton is yet to move. He's hard blocking those spawns.
Bro,
they're cutting that lead little by little.
I know it's a moment, but it's like you got Celium pelting Shotzzy through the wall, and you still expect that he's out of there like a ghost. Now he's got pressure on rotation. Luka, a big opener win. Exton following up behind that is only an aid. Will take care of Mercules. Spawn control still a little bit in question as Shotzzy has still not been found since that play at Showers. Now he's getting active. Damage on over towards Cell. He's trying to fight for his life. It's not going to work. The break from the front simultaneously coming through, and OpTic are well firmly in control.
Shotzzy's just getting away with murder, my friend. This cannot continue to happen. You know he's going to be making those plays. You know he's going to be playing for spawns. And on the opposite side, he's got his duo hitting shots he's not supposed to. OpTic with the back, in towards the time. Keep on cutting down this storm and getting closer and closer to the finish line.
Bashy now the next one into the hard point. Contest starting to come through. Shotzzy on 5 in a row. How does he make this continually happen? Oh, now trophy system down OpTic. Putting the pressure through and over to the underpass. Shotzzy the first one up. Stunned up. Exit also pushed back as Luka gets first blood. Kismet trying to play off the old time flank.
Another 4 dead. Now can Falcons shut down this first wave from OpTic? There's no Hellstorms that are going to be into play because you were able to shut down all of those streaks. When you have this much of a lead, you're going to take your time on these routes. Look at the nuke going all the way through the backside of Courtyard. Exit is thinking that's going to be a freebie. And now the trade fight's going down. OpTic have the advantage.
Yeah, you just have no one in position to stop this score from being tallied up if you're Riyadh. Exit able to get some control over towards Hole. Dashy trying to respond. Has to go to the pistol, and he somehow still wins that. Huke off the pinch. Not quite able to get things going. Last 5 seconds, though, potentially here as Riyadh have to break from the front. Dashy back to the pistol again. Shotzzy takes down his teammate, but he also possibly wins the game as Huke finishes off the last shot. Celium not going to get there. A chance for OpTic to go back to back to back.
Just a different OpTic get the win, but Falcons are the heroes of the weekend for me.
I agree.
A rookie on 2 weeks' notice comes in and solidifies his spot, guaranteed for next season. You get the Falcons their best placing. You get fans behind them. You get people to start believing in the team. But it's the green wall prevailing again. Submachine guns, but just on a different level, that's serious.
Legitimately, yes. That's 100% the case. And I think we just need to take a moment here and give the flowers to this Falcons team. No doubt. I mean, And just to kind of use the numbers as a support system to how immediate this change has been, they're the #1 breaking team on the weekend. That just goes to show with a little bit more time, if they could figure out what they need to prioritize on rotation, how do we get our setups going, maybe there's a chance right there. But in 2 hard points against one of the best teams
Surviving this Sunday, and it's Shotzzy with Guy Blaze on the main stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, show some love to your back-to-back world champions, OpTic Texas, going to Championship Sunday to defend their title. Shotzzy, 5 out of 5 grand finals in this season. Talk to me about how does it feel to make it back to a Champ Sunday to defend your title?
It feels good, man. Honestly grateful. Not a lot of teams can say they've made, every single grand final every year. So just shout out my team, man, honestly. My team, thank you, man.
As you can hear, the whole venue wants to watch you guys make history. Let's talk about the last few hours of you guys being on this main stage, man, because you guys came off a heartbreaking map number 5 against Faze to come into the series. What were you guys talking about after that to get here with Riyadh?
We know that we're going to make grand finals regardless, whatever, winners, losers. So, I can't wait to, have the opportunity to make history tomorrow.
I know you want to make history. You want to get that rematch as well. Now here against the Falcons, it's a 3-1 victory. After that second map in the S&D, you really kind of took over. You took over in the overload. You was out there in the hard points. Talk to me about, we was up here on this main stage talking about Mercules and Dashies as them being in the MVP running, but we watched your ARs turn up all day. Talk to me about how they opened up doors for you and Huke to really run the map and run the show on the stage today.
Dude, I literally have people that don't miss, and my job is kind of easy. I just make it easier for them. They make it easier for me. My teammates are just fucking amazing, honestly. So shout out my teammates.
The best in the world on his squad as they're going to be defending their championship tomorrow. And you talk about how your teammates makes these matches so easy for you. But my God, the fans in this building, the fans at home, how do they make it easy for you guys, man?
You guys are unreal, literally unreal. I love you guys so much. Shout out to Green Wall. Best fan days ever. Love you guys, man.
You heard it here, man. He loves you guys out there, okay? I'm about to wrap this one up because tomorrow is going to be a glorious day. It's OpTic versus Faze on the main stage, a tale that we have watched so many years in Call of Duty, and it's going to be a special matchup. What do you want to tell to the Call of Duty fans out there, no matter who they're cheering for, as they tune in here on the Championship Sunday to watch some amazing Call of Duty?
It's going to be a good one. That's the way to put it.
It's going to be a good one, everybody, and you don't want to miss it. Cheer one more time for OpTic Texas as they will be in the championship finals tomorrow.
You have to appreciate greatness when you see it. This is 6 CDL Grand Finals in a row, 2 of them being World Championships, and they are already back-to-back World Champions. Honestly, an incredible run for the Falcons. If you're going to lose to a team, it might as well be a juggernaut. Nameless, you had faith in the Falcons for a while. What did you see from OpTic, though, in this match?
Yeah, the SMG duo got going. And that man on that stage, I can't believe what we're going to watch tomorrow. Going for a 4th ring would be absolutely insane. Uncharted territory for a Call of Duty player. And yeah, Shotzzy and Huke, those two did not have a great performance against Faze. But right there, against the Falcons, pop takeover.
Attached, you are that young guy. We now saw Aluka and UNHINGED kind of take on that role. They have a big tournament a few weeks away, but they are now done for the CDL season. Final thoughts on the Falcons as we say goodbye to our 3rd place team.
We all love the Falcons. They were such an easy team to root for. I think we're so excited to watch UNHINGED and Aluka. Their careers grow, and they have them flourish. They proved themselves at COD Champs on the biggest stage. Everyone was doubting them, from the players, their old teammates, their new team, or not their new teammates, the community. Everyone was just roasting them, and they showed that they belong here. They're going to be in the CDL for a long time, and hopefully can win some championships for their home countries.
We've got a lot more games coming tomorrow, but Ali, how do you feel knowing that Nameless and I cannot be Player X champions now that Celium has been removed from the competition.
That's heartbreaking. I'm heartbroken for you guys because, I mean, I'm a big MC fan. Listen, he was doing what he needed to do on that main stage. I can't wait to see what Riyadh is able to pull out when we go back to EWC in a couple of weeks. But, man, OpTic Texas is looking impossible to go through right now. Those are my ARs, by the way.
I go from
Mercules
second
and Dashi.
to